We've got the stroller, Bryson's first plane ride, Nova.
Never had that forbidden fruit. Never drank from the fountain. Never care what the wise men say. All those rules were for someone else.
Hi guys, welcome to the vlog. As you know by the title, and possibly maybe my Instagram. I'm deciding whether or not I want to post about it. But we are actually on our way to Boston today. So why Boston? First of all, ignore this. I got makeup on my shirt, so we just ignore that. But that's gonna bother me while I'm editing if I don't say anything. So before we had Bryson, we were actually talking about possibly moving back to New York City. I was gonna do it. And I think the reason why I came back to Florida was because I was stuck in New York City during like COVID. I was in the wrong neighborhood. I don't know, my heart was pulling me to Florida to be back home with my family, and obviously I came for the right reasons because I got Bryson, I found Xander. Now I feel like I'm getting a pull to go towards a city again. So the reason why I want to go now is because Bryson is so small, he's not in any schools or anything, so obviously I want more stability for him and possibly maybe even a suburban area in the future. But for right now, like if we're gonna move to a city and kind of explore, now's the right time to do it because he's so small. Boston has a really good medical center and like medicine in general. Anything to do with his prematurity or anything like that, like he would be in the best hands. So that first and foremost came to mind. And I was thinking I would never really raise a kid in New York City. I just feel like it's a little dangerous and dirty, and it's just not an ideal situation to have with a baby with the subways and all that stuff. And so I'm like, I really love Chicago. Like I actually wanted to move to Chicago before I moved to New York City, but I moved to New York City because it was better for my channel. I knew people in New York City, but Chicago is a beautiful city, but the crime rate is a little bit high, which I don't want with baby. And I don't know enough about Chicago to like where and where not to go. And so Boston is a very clean city. I've been before, I loved it. It is University Central, so it's filled with like super intellectual, smart people, and it's safe and clean for baby. So what we're thinking is possibly getting an apartment there for like a year or two, and then before we settle down, kind of just explore a city. So kind of just like an elongated vacation. And the reason why I like the city is because you don't have to have a car, you can walk around and there's always something to do. It's like culturally diverse, and I feel like Tampa is great. It's just a little bit smaller, and everything that happened here, I'm just ready to kind of like explore something new. I feel like right now in this city, it just gives me a lot of like, you know, NICU memories. There's just a lot of things behind the scenes too that are going on. Nothing that I want to talk about because it'll put people like in the video, and I don't want to like give them that privilege. Dealing with a lot of stuff and people issues within this area. So I don't know. I feel like Boston's the way to go. We were like in the middle of dating before we had Bryson. Like we didn't know each other for too long either, so this will give us some sort of like fun exploration journey for the two of us. Nova, so that's a whole other situation, is a lot of you guys are asking about Nova. Obviously the end goal would be to get her back, but for right now she was diagnosed with a horrible cancer. They thought it was one type of cancer. It ended up being like the worst kind, and the breeder thinks that they can like fix it, or they think that it's not it, because nothing is 100% guaranteed with these tests. She's not doing too well. Like she'll have really good days, but then she'll have really bad days. I was against giving her to the breeder at first because I don't like, you know, if you adopt a dog, that's your responsibility and you take on that responsibility as an owner. And just because it's sick or it gets old, like I think it's awful to get rid of animals just because of that. She was not even one, and we've spent over 10 grand on her. We've been to 3 different specialty doctors, vets for her, and the breeder has access to really awesome vets and different types of vets. So there's like holistic vets, there's like the actual vet. So she thinks that she can nurse her back to health. Right now, I don't really like to talk about it too much because it really makes me upset, but I feel like there is no hope. But if something were to happen where she gets better, that would be an awesome thing. But right now I'm not trying to get my expectations too high, but obviously we want her with us. Like we're her family, we adopted her. I think right now she's in the hands of the best people in terms of the specialty of what she's been diagnosed with. Right now there's nothing that we can do for her other than what we've already done, and she just seemed to progressively get worse. So this is like our last option, our last hope, and I don't know. I'm talking to the breeder pretty much every day, and there's nothing really else to update you guys on, but I know a lot of you guys asked about Nova, so that's where we kind of are, and I will update you guys as we continue to get, you know, updates and stuff like that. I think her vet appointment's not until like mid-June because of what she has, and like I guess the vets are like backed up. We won't know even like what the vet says until mid-June. So right now she's like living on a farm, running around, playing around, and when she has bad days, she's in the best care right now to deal with those days. It's just a really sad situation that we're trying our best to still figure out. So that's the update with Novs. But for right now, we're all packed. We somehow managed to pack literally one suitcase for all of us, but we still have like his stroller and everything like that. It's so weird to travel with a baby. I've never done it. I'm a little concerned because he's been going through sleep regression, which is basically around like the 4-month mark. They just start waking up every 2 hours in the middle of the night, like sometimes every 45 minutes. He's just been waking up over and over and over. I specifically got the flight past 8 because he would be sleeping, but this regression is just awful because he wakes up screaming. So I'm very nervous, but you know, it is what it is. So he's coming along with us. We're gonna go look at some apartments tomorrow, and then Saturday we just have a free-for-all in Boston, and then we come back Sunday. So like I said, we've managed to somehow get everything in one suitcase. So we have suitcase, we're gonna check this. We've got the stroller. We learned a hack. You can actually bring this car seat, ask if there's an open spot, and if not, they'll check it for free. But I bought this cover on Amazon like super last minute. I didn't even know this was a thing, but if they do check it, it'll keep it nice and clean, which is good. We've got his diaper bag. I don't know how this works, but I think they can check your stroller. We gotta get his car seat because if we're Ubering, you can actually put in the car seat itself. So there's just like this bottom piece, and he should be fine. I'm gonna bring all my like camera gear. We've got his like birth certificate and stuff. I don't even know if we need that, but just in case. I don't know how it works honestly with babies. We've got a few toys, like a teether, a pacifier, his little pacifier holder so it won't get lost, a little rattle, a little spit up cloth. I'm gonna bring my pumping stuff. So this is all out. We're gonna bring bottles. I'm going to pack this and the soap, so that I just have out for now. And then formula. I'm pretty sure we can bring formula. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. And I think that's pretty much it. Like, I don't think there's much else to bring. I feel like that was way too easy. Oh, we have the travel bassinet. So there's this bassinet, hold on. I found this on Amazon too. This is super easy. There's like these little blue buttons and it'll just like pop back into place, and it's a little like traveling bassinet. So we're probably gonna put this on our laps if we can't bring the car seat on the plane. But it looks like this, and this is where he's gonna sleep. So I completely didn't even show you guys, but I have new hair, if you couldn't tell. I ended up just telling him to match the color with what was grown out here. Right now my goal is to just grow out my natural hair, and then from there I think I'll do like a subtle balayage with a little bit of blonde highlights. It already feels so much softer. He cut off like a lot of the dead ends. Bryson's going crazy. Z should be here in a little bit. My mom's gonna pick us up at 4, and we are going to tackle Bryson's first plane ride and vacation. Let me see that outfit. Oh my goodness. So, is that Bryson? We made it. It is currently like 8:30. Z and Bryson are downstairs for breakfast, but we are headed. We have 4 apartments to go see. We're looking for a 2-bedroom, and then One of them is a 1-bedroom with a den. They're all like city vibes. Today we'll kind of decide if we like it or not, if it makes sense with a baby, because we're just kind of walking around. We don't have a car, but yeah, it should be fun. We've had a long night, so I'm excited to look at apartments, and I will take you guys along with me. Okie dokie. I am officially back home, as you can tell. We spent Friday looking at apartments, and then we went to a different part of town the next day, and we met up with some friends and family. We had ourselves just kind of like a family day of exploring, and we fell in love with the area. So I think we might end up making another trip before actually, you know, biting the bullet and signing a lease and all of that. You know, we have a lot to think about. It's not official. We're not officially moving. We have a budget in mind, and I think right now we're coming to terms with either location or the actual apartment itself, because the location we're looking at, the prices are a little bit higher, but the area is just so much better. From a lot of people that I know that lived in Boston, or people that live in the area or know the area, they keep telling me location's really like important, and I think I need to learn my lesson from moving to New York City, where I fell in love with the apartment, but the area itself was really dangerous. It really kind of made my experience there not as great as I think it should have been. So we just have a lot to think about, you know, like with a baby, I'm thinking like I'd rather have location and safety and all of that. You know, there's a lot of sacrifices that need to be made if we were to go that route. Overall, it was a great trip. Boston is beautiful. The Boston Commons, like the public garden area, was literally like a screensaver. It was beautiful. Boston is such a beautiful city. It's divided very differently than you would expect. Like downtown typically is where a lot of like the heart of the cities are, but for downtown Boston it was a little bit more like work touristy, and then when you go kind of more outside of the city, that's where you get the charm and the lifestyle and the good restaurants and the safety, and like I said, the garden, which is in my opinion 10 times better than Central Park. Like, it is stunning, it is beautiful. So overall it's a great trip. We had a really good experience, so what to think about. I'm curious to know if you guys like any of those apartments that we just showed you. Which one was your favorite? I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you guys all in the next video.